Getting the feet gently active. Feel the tailbone, the softly sinking downward, just the downward motion. Helps draw our attention inwardly, downwardly toward the earth. And with a lot of these more energetic moves, or to help us attune energetically to what's happening in our person, I find it helpful to move as softly as possible. So there's something about very, very soft efforts that help attune us to those subtler motions in our body. Feel the shoulders relax. And allow the abdomen to soften with your inhalation. As we enter into our body, our practice, how do we work in a way that is most delightful? And I want to be very clear that delight, the way that I'm talking about it, is an energetic attunement, not an emotion. Now, I get it, emotions are energy, but this isn't about manufacturing a certain sentiment. This is about moving in a particular way and listening very carefully. Does this light my body up? Is there a quality of delight? Right? The word light's right in there. Am I sitting in a way that feels somber or sullen or darkening, or am I sitting and breathing in a way where my life force is moving? Can I feel that lively quality? And I was mentioning this a little bit earlier in the week, and I don't mean this in a personal way. I offer my perspective. I offer sometimes my practice journey is just noticing if there's any entitlement around not moving in a delightful way. You know, just noticing if there's any resent or entitlement about but I get to have this problem, but I want to be the way that I'm being because, that I always think of that crossing the arms gesture, like, but I don't want to delight myself. So just be on the look for any little quick turns like so. I would just ask ourselves, but what would this feel like if this were utterly delightful? If I could feel my life force surging, pulsing, brightening my organism up. And so with that, to give us a little jump start, we'll work with Kapalabhati. Kapalabhati, the lips will be gently closed, the low belly thoroughly engaged, and the tip of the nose is where we'll feel that output. So let's plan on about 50 or 60 pumps. We can begin that right now. Enjoy. I'll meet you back in a few moments. Feel how that surges breath through your core and up to your head and brain. From a biochemical point of view, this Kapalabhati can have a magnificent and very swift effect on our blood chemistry. So after those 50 or 60 pumps, let's find out if you can get a little sense of that spark. To me, when I drive out a lot of that CO2, or I'm, performing a certain breath technique, I could almost feel that effervescent, that almost brighter quality to my blood. And yes, you can attune to the quality of your blood. The brightness, the oxygenation, the slowness, the quickness of the blood. You absolutely can. Okay. We'll do one more round, Kapalabhati. A round for us today will consist of 50 to 60 pumps. Okay, so once again, when you're ready, begin again. And then reconnect to your deep Ujjayi breath. And the inquiry today is, does the way that we're breathing, sitting, moving, posing, the way that we're being in our flesh and bones, is there a quality of and if there's a little choice point in there. No matter how much we think we deserve our somberness or a sense of depression or no matter how much we believe we deserve what we usually feel, Where's the choice point, and how do we remember to feel that life affirming quality that courses through our bodies if we can but attune to it and feel it? Yeah. There's a breath that goes with that, right? There's a quality of breath. I also find there's a quality about the eyes. There's actually a little bit of a postural quality through the eye muscle, the lids, the brow, the head. Cool. Let's keep going. And allow me to just insert what we all know is that disclaimer that I should insert here. I'm not a doctor, and you should absolutely, get the help that you need if you're, engaged in some episode that is really harmful or, but we're talking spiritual, we're talking energetic, we're talking choice. And that's the side we're going at it. Okay. All right. Let's cross right over left. We're setting up for a seated spinal twist. I've got the sole of my right foot on the ground. The left leg is on the ground. We'll be twisting to our right. Inhale, reach with the left arm. Reach to lift the rib cage up. Exhaling, hook that elbow over the thigh. I'm using a bit of downward pressure, pressing that left arm down atop the thigh to create that little uplift through the ribs. Remaining very soft through the neck and under the skull. And we just keep attuning to, we keep inquiring, how do I breathe so that I'm noticing more and more this life-affirming quality, this prana, this current of, whether it's pulse of aliveness or that effervescence or that sparkle, that little hint of brilliance. Like, how do we keep noticing, keep noticing, keep noticing, keep noticing that life quality? So the brilliant part about this is when we can feel that, when we can tune into it reliably like a radio station, decision-making becomes so streamlined. I start to run my decisions past this calibration. I can actually feel the cells in my body light up if there's a right decision. Oh, this is good. Oh, yes, this is a good decision. And I can feel the contrast, the other side of it. Oh, this isn't a good decision. Oh, this is that old familiar dim place. Oh, I know where I am, right? So now it's not so much a moral decision. It's just a life affirming. I can feel that prana. I can feel that brightness. Or I can feel that dimness. I can feel what it does to my organism. Takes a lot of pressure off. Let's release. Inhale, unwind from that twist. We'll switch the cross of the legs. So I've got my right leg on the ground, the sole of left foot pressed to the earth. Inhale, reach with the right so the chest lifts. So often if I can architecturally free up my lungs and my heart, exhaling, I'll hook that right arm over the thigh. That's a really great architectural or postural compatibility with our intent today. So I'm using this right arm right at the start of our practice. How can I press and create lots more space for my lungs to breathe? Remember, our heart is nested right in between those lobes of lungs. So how I breathe is a direct communication to my heart. So with each breath, I'm energetically and molecularly, I'm touching my heart. Every breath can be heartfelt. Exactly. It's that kind of warm envelopment, that lively, buoyant envelopment. Good. And since so many of us are getting that, let's make sure we breathe and feel through the back of the heart, how breath envelops through the back of the heart. That sweet area. Yeah, do you feel how warm that got? It kind of feels nice. It really is just as simple as that. I release. Inhale. Let's unwind. Okay. And my hope, just on the facilitator side, is just to demystify all of this energetic stuff. It doesn't need to be woo and out there and rare and occultish and what is that strange stuff they're always talking about. There's a viscerality to this. There's like oh yeah, I get that, I know that, I feel that, right. Let's lie on our back. Have your roll or your block nearby, and I've got some props. Oh, cool. We'll start with some elbow to knee. I've got the hands interlaced behind head. Feet are off the ground. And just as an aside, there might be a few of us working with some back tenderness. You're always welcome to plant your feet on the wall and create lots of support for your back. So that's always an option. Inhale, we'll float the head and the shoulder blades off the ground. Just a little bit is all that we really need. And slightly curl the tailbone, or at least just feel, where's the tip of my tailbone? Exhale, reach the left leg out. Allow the head to relax into the hands and draw the low belly down. Inhale, bend that left knee. We'll keep the shoulder blades up. Curl tailbone. Exhale, right leg reach out. I'm exhaling with the low belly muscles. Having fully exhaled, I now use the low belly muscles, drawing them down. Inhale, bend right knee. Curl tailbone. Fine. Where's the tip of my tailbone? Exhale, left leg out reaches, using low belly muscles to exhale. Having fully exhaled, draw the belly down like a continuation of that exhale. Yeah. Inhale to center. I'll talk through this last one. Curl tip of tailbone. Exhale, right leg reaches. As I'm exhaling, allow head to relax into hands. Having fully exhaled, now pull low belly down, way down. Good. Inhale, bend knee. Continue. You'll do 4 more on each side. And I just want to share some points as we... Now, there's a little give and take with this energy work. which eventually rolls into emotional work. It becomes our emotion, it becomes our physical body, it becomes, But sometimes we have to move stagnation out to feel that pulse, that current of aliveness. So often the very places where I feel stagnation or dimness, to me, those are very interesting. For many of us, I found that for many of us, pulling the low belly down, those deep, deep, deep back and belly areas can be one of those curious places. Like, where's the delight? Where is it? Where is it? Just as you're finishing up, how do I breathe in a way that brings delight to this sacred human vehicle called body? Keep reaching, letting go in the hip. There you go. Pull the belly down. There you go. These abdominals have this almost extractive quality about them. You get really empty, and then we're pulling the belly in and down. Allow for those extractive, getting things moving type of motions to help entrain us to, oh, there's something moving. There's that life again. There's that life force. These are all tools just like to help us remember what life feels like in our body. All right, you've got your roll. Yes, grab it. And your roll can go between the legs. Legs reach skyward. And interlace hands behind head. All right, where's the life? It's usually in the inner legs and in the hips. So here we go. Inhale into the low back, feeling breath in the sacrum. Squeeze the roll, and then squeeze it a little bit more. Curling the tailbone, finding the tip of the tailbone. Exhale the head and the shoulder blades off the ground. Now I maintain that squeeze and start to feel that squeeze. Feel the inner legs through the inner knees, the inner calves, the inner ankles. Follow all the way up to the feet. Draw the low belly down away from your insteps. Inhale, set the head down. Allow the squeeze to undo a little bit. Hold that breath. Squeeze the roll. Curl tailbone. Exhale the head and the shoulder blades off the ground. Good. Find those inner ankle bones. There they are. Draw low belly down away from the inner ankle bones. Inhale, we'll set the head down, relaxing the tailbone down. The abdomen relaxes, but just a little bit. Squeeze the roll. Curl tailbone, exhale, float the head and the shoulder blades off the ground, and then reach this for my hand, the block. Yes, pull low belly down, away from ankles. Yes, yes. Inhale, place the head down. The next three, the last three on your own. There it is. I should get them singing. Sometimes when energy starts to move for the first time in a long time, it can feel a little disorienting or a little grumbly. I often have found that a quality of irritability and distraction is usually what I most immediately notice, like, oh, I don't need to be here. Get me. What the? Ah. Just that general grumbly, escapist dialogue. Nice. But then I remember, oh, that's usually like the cap. That's usually the cork that has to get popped. And then I start to feel that underlying effervescing life-full quality. There you go. Sometimes it comes in little bits of shakes and fits and muscular rumbles. All right, and we can set that roll off to the side. We'll be setting up for bridge. You will like a block. You don't need one, but I think you'll like one. Feet hip width apart. Heels fingertip distance away. Inhale into that low back, lifting the chest toward the chin, so telescoping the ribs. Even as we're lying, exhale, shift the tailbone toward the sky. The buttock lifts, the spine lifts, and we enter bridge. Okay. Now, it's more challenging to do this without a block. So certainly add one in if you have any injury to your knee or your sacrum. It's a nice way to support as we're working around and with our injuries. And let's go thumb and forefinger on the hip, really on the waist, just above the hip bone. And adding a bit of pressure, inhale the ribs away from the hips. A little traction. Letting that breath move those uppermost bones, the bones in the chest, the bones, the upper back. All right, with the right foot well planted, we can relax the hands from the hips if you like. Inhale, pick that left foot up, drawing the knee toward the chest. Exhale, send the left leg toward the sky. Now, as long as I'm pressing the majority of my weight off that block, I'll feel those legs starting to work. This is good. Layered into our efforts, our deep muscular efforts, we can find a lot of juice, a lot of zest, prana. Let's call it whatever word you want to call it. Prana, life force, zest, effervescence. But just that we continually attune to that quality. Because even when we're working very, very strongly, even when we're feeling a great wave of emotion, whether it's sadness or anger, there is a life force, a motion, a movement of life embedded in that. So this isn't about a positive quality. It's not about this isn't positivity training. It's deciphering the layer, that strata where it's like, oh, that's where it is. There's the brilliance, there's the motion, there's the pulse, there's the movement. It's deeply embedded in some muscular work, and Neighboring there might be some strong emotions, but I can definitely feel that life. And I breathe with it. And I keep feeling it, even as emotions come up, even as wafts of memory bubble up. Good, now let's change sides. Set that left foot down, get a firm footing so you feel a quality of rest, support. You can shift that tailbone toward there it is. Good. Here we go, other side. Left foot planted. Inhale, pick that right foot off ground. Exhaling, reach right foot skyward. There it is. Connect to deep breath. To work with energy, we really must work with breath. There's almost no workaround. To work with energy, we must be cognizant or conscious breath workers. Opening up the foot bones, both sets. Inhale, lifting the chest away from pelvis. Exhale, press down through the sole of the left foot as you reach up through the sole of the right. And you can press against me if you want, like literally push me over. And inhaling, set that right foot down to the ground with both feet firmly planted. Connect to Ujjayi breath, because very often in those moments just after a physical effort, like our legs may have just exerted, in the wake of that effort, we can often feel that energetic, that pranic strata, that liveliness. It might be like warmth. It might be like a little current of electricity. How you feel it today may be different than how you feel it next year. Press your sacrum off of the block. And let's remove that block. Take the next several moments to exhale, to lower spine, section by section, down to the ground. All right, legs. Thank you. Turn onto a side. Let's set up for Dolphin. So we've got elbows under shoulders, knees under hips, forearms out in front. Pushing the earth. Inhale. Feel that breath envelop the heart. Curling toes under, and with the neck soft, relaxed, exhale the knees off the ground. Dolphin. maybe you find this too. Different areas of the body seem to be emphasized or biased in poses and just life scenarios. I find that the quality of delight can have a different flavor. There you go. Yeah. That's it. That's it. We warmed up those inner legs. Got those legs reaching, moving. Now they can be of assistance. So as those legs move toward the earth, lift the mid-spine away from the upper spine. There you go. There it is. And just note what that feels like, breathing into the back of the heart, the sides of the heart. Again, we're not manufacturing delight. I'm just trying to paint over an experience, but rather we're attuning. It's more like a radio frequency. What is delight? What is life force? What does that enlivenment feel like? And we may have to go in a few layers. How do I feel life force around the back of my heart? We'll start to get our breath there, and then we'll have a much better sense. As the breath goes, so too goes energy, goes that life, that prana, that. Okay, gently set the knees down. Take a rest moment. When you stand, we'll take a shoulder width stance. You can go wider if you want. And we'll be working some rounds of Agnisara. A reminder, Agnisara is the move where I empty everything out, I exhale. And then as I'm empty, I kind of flap the belly. Okay. Get it moving somehow. If you had a rough weekend of pizza, this might not go like that. Inhale into the belly. Swift, thorough exhale. Get entirely empty. Good. Remain empty. Lower the chin. And first, draw the belly back. Let it go. Draw the belly back. Let it go. Draw the belly back. Let it go. Let's take a breath. Or two or three. Okay, now, another round. When you're ready, exhale everything out. Take a couple of breaths. Just make sure you take at least 2 breaths or 3 breaths between each round. We're going to continue doing 2 to 3 more rounds of Agnisara. You can go much more slowly than I've just described. You could also go a little faster. I don't know if there's any benefits conferred by one than the other, but it's about feeling what this gets moving. The person who taught me, I think, wisely observed over the last many decades that our culture has a lot of, and these are her words, gunk around the belly. That's emotional gunk, psychological gunk, and just nutritional gunk. Okay. Use these moves to ungunk yourself. Again, this is a technique that can have this kind of extractive quality where it may touch into some numb spots or some blank spots or even some painful spots. Just finish the round that you're on and we'll do one more. What's really cool, I think, is when we, in the wake of an effort like so, if we're connecting to our breath, does not the quality of breath, the quality of life feel a little different? I don't know if it feels lighter or warmer or more full-bodied, but just notice what you're feeling post Agnisara. Let's widen our stance. And horse stance it is for unlocking the shoulder. Bring your right elbow in front of your right shoulder. Inhale with your newly flapped abdomen. Exhale the shoulder down, the shoulder blade down. Reach the elbow forward. Feet active. Place the left palm to the right elbow. Inhale. Exhale, shoulder down, blade down, elbow press, palm, palm press, elbow reach forward, and legs reach outward softly. Tailbone reaches down. Inhale. From abdomen through diaphragm, under heart, into chest, into upper back. Exhale, the shoulder down, press elbow, press palm, press one into the other so the whole chest lights up. Slightly shift tailbone down as you reach, there you go, as you reach that elbow forward. There it is, there it is, there it is, there it is. The one final breath on the side. Inhale into that mid back, that upper back. That's it, Marissa. Exhale, the shoulder down, elbow press palm, palm press elbow. And as you reach the elbow forward, you're going to slightly shift the tailbone down away from the brain. There it is. You can feel that wrap. And really straighten the legs for a moment for that reprieve. That's plenty of reprieve. Horse stance, left side. Okay. There's some efforts being given off by the legs. There's zest. There's energy in that. We just have to sense it as such. Inhale into the upper back. Exhale, draw the shoulder down, the blade down, elbow reach forward. Tailbone gently reach down. Thigh bone softly reach outward. There you go. Palm to elbow, inhale. Exhale, the shoulder down, the blade down, press elbow, press palms. You're lighting up those little armpit chest muscles. Reach the elbow forward. Soften under the skull. There you go. Keep going. One of the ways I can help myself feel energy is to create the context in which it moves. Softness, openness, How do I soften under the skull? How do I open up so energy gets moving through the body rather than being sequestered or jammed into the body? There you go. Good. Slight shift tailbone down. Good. One more deep breath. Last one. And as I exhale, the skull lifts, floats toward the sky. The tailbone softly sinks toward the earth. Sometimes the legs give off a little rumble. And release, straighten the legs. Please rest. Woo, legs. Maybe we should breathe as we're feeling legs. Okay. So when we go to the wall, we'll have the option of working forearm balance or dolphin on the wall. Just a reminder, forearm balance is right here. You'll get your fingertips very close to wall. Your forearms are on the ground. The setup is really quite like dolphin. Choose a leg. Yeah, so this is forearm balance. Reach through your inner legs. I know they're somewhat enlivened. Reach up through the tailbone. Okay. And the alternate, if you're not quite kicking up yet today, is just turning it around and using this right angle approach. Okay. So once you selected which form of upside down on forearms you'll be working, know that we'll work at about 8 to 10 breaths. Okay. So help yourself in. I think we're well familiar how to get in there. That's it, Crystal. Use inner legs, squeeze inner calves, inner ankles together. There you go. And press them up, reach them up. Yes. I know it sounds illogical that the inner legs are connected to the shoulders, but it is so. We can help ourselves feel that it is so. That's it. That's it. Press all the way down through the hands, and that allows the mid-back to lift from the upper back. Yes, if you lean just a little bit into the hands and now push, this will start to lift. Yes. Reach legs away from back of heart. There it is. Yes, yes, yes. And that's a new configuration. That's it, that's it, that's it, that's it, that's it. That's exactly it. Yes. Good. Legs. Give those legs some fire. There it is. Keep reaching up, legs. Yes. Nice. Nice. Good. That's it, Brett. That's it. All right. If we feel good about the wall stuff, well, we can move to a working spot. You don't have to remain by the wall. And let's stand at the top of mat. Now, again, this isn't a mantra. We're not saying the word delight or bright over and over again. It's a little bit more like we're adjusting our bodily radio reception. Does that feel like delight? The way I'm breathing right now, the way that I'm attending, the way that I'm standing. Is this just the way I usually stand and I'm waiting for delight to happen? Or am I an active participant in how this comes about? There it is. There it is. It's such a subtle shift, but you know it when you get it. You're like, oh yeah, that's different. That's so cool. There it is. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Exhale entirely. Get it all out. We deserve to get all that stale breath out. Inhale, step left foot back, lunge. Lifting the chest bones. Hands to ground. Exhale, step the right foot back, lower. Pulling the shoulder blades down the back. Inhale, cobra, hands forward, pull chest forward, and reach those legs back. There's such an incredible source of life. Exhale, lower, downward dog. Reset the hands. Press back, wrapping shoulders. Lunge, inhale, left foot forward. Hands to ground. Exhale when we fold forward, stepping right foot forward. Exhale all the way out. Inhale, stand, draw the arms up. Exhaling, hands to heart. I'm going to talk through one more, just a bit more swiftly. Inhale, reach up. Just know that we'll be on our own after this. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot back, lunge. Hands to ground. Exhale, left foot back, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right foot forward, lunge. Hands to ground. Exhale, left foot forward, fold. Inhale, stand, reach arms overhead. Exhaling, hands to heart. So I call that 2. We're down for 4 more. Here we go. On your own, in a way that gets all of your cells. And I should say, this isn't a hype. This isn't like I'm hyping myself up. I'm psyching myself up to feel better. You know, it's not a painting over. It's not a mask. It's not a mantra. I'm listening for where's that quality of life that I have access to feeling in my body anytime I choose to. It's choosing a certain way of listening. It's choosing to feel to a very specific strata or undercurrent in our person. And I wholeheartedly subscribe to that, yes, sometimes extraordinary physical efforts are actually the thing that help us feel this life force. Sometimes extremely rigorous activities, even fast speed, effort. These are things that can help us get what that strata, that undercurrent feels like. And we can feel that undercurrent in the softest of activities, in the slightest of motions, even the suggestion of a thought. We can feel this undercurrent. So it's utterly and sublime and subtle. But sometimes we need a little stick of dynamite to get a sense of where it is. As a recovering effort junkie, I share that with love. I have a good friend who's a professional strongman. He bends horseshoes, rolls up frying pans, and bends nails. It's an extraordinary feat of physicality and mind dedicated to one material and one task. And what's so extraordinary is right prior to him doing a feat, you can actually see the field, his energy around him go whoosh. It's like this gigantic pump of clear, bright light, almost like a detonation. And then he just goes in and he destroys a piece of metal with his bare hands. It's so the energetic component, it's there with really big efforts. And then can we access it even as we're serving tea? Do we have access to that as we're planting seeds? And when we put those hands on our people and in our lives, that extraordinary energy is so healing. It's unmissable. Chair pose. Inhale, bend knees, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, softening neck. Monkey, inhale, collar away from lap. You'll set the hands down, exhale, step back if you want, jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Tops of feet press down. Elbows and hands pull chest forward. Exhaling, downward dog. Warrior one, inhale, right foot forward. Exhaling the feet, find the earth, the tailbone seeks that earth direction, lift through the low back. Okay, so just starting to help the spine kind of coordinate with this life fullness. Lance Dodger, so we'll be doing just a little micro back bend. Place your left forearm across the back of your hips. I have an open hand. My fingernails are kind of wrapped around by my right hip. Left arm presses down atop the hips. Inhale. Low back lifts, mid back lifts, upper back lifts. Exhale, reach out through the right arm. All the fingertips. Now reaching up, as we reach back, if you choose to reach back, I know that some of you like a little extra neck support. So you can use the right hand to support your head if you love. Just ensure that you keep reaching up through the elbow and the shoulder. Inhale, the left arm presses, the right arm reaches. Exhale, lifting the chest, the upper back away from the mid-back. There you go. That's it. Now, inhaling, feel how breath envelops the heart. So one of the ways we can get a sense of this life quality is to sense the heart, to sense the tenderness of the heart, the qualities of the heart. Exactly, you feel that breath, those lungs just gifting that heart. That's it. Go ahead and reach up through the shoulder, Debbie, and the right elbow. Lift up through that right elbow, Debbie. Yeah. So that arm, as it reaches up, will help pick up that T-spine and those chest bones. There you go, Crystal. That's it. And inhale, come back upright. Allow the head to move back over the pelvis. And we'll pivot into lunge. So pivot the heel, the left heel, over ball of foot. Sink in. We're going for a ride. Tailbone shifts down. Inhale, arms reach up. Now, lunge. If you're working with your back or some tenderness, just let those legs work as you lift out of your low back. For some of you, it will feel entirely appropriate to reach slightly back, like you're encouraging a little bit of back bend. Inhaling, come upright. Set the hands down. Exhale, chaturanga. Right foot, step back. And we lower. Inhale, upward dog. Tops of feet press. Pull the chest forward. Exhaling, downward dog. Warrior one, inhale, left foot forward. Draw the arms up. We prepare for Lance Dodger. Right forearm goes across the back hips, across the sacrum. It'll be the right arm down, the left arm reach up. Now, on one side of this pose, it's traction. So as I push my forearm down, as I lift up through my trunk, my discs, my muscles, they get a little more space. And that arm will press just so. You might have to press a little bit more here, there, but the hips and the back should feel untwisted. Yep. As you're pressing down. And some of you will find it delightful to start to reach back. Okay. Now there's a difference between I have pain, I'm working with injury in my back, and I don't like the feeling how challenging it is to go into back bends. I'll say there's a lot of energy in back bends and working with the spine. If you don't have injury, you just start to dose in breath by breath, reaching back, reaching back. Inhale underneath the hearts, the bottommost lobes of the lungs. Using left arm to lift the ribs up. Good. Press through the soles of the feet. Reach up through that elbow. There you go. Energy often moves once it's given the space, once it's given the time. There it is. Good. One more very deep breath. That's super cool. Good. Inhale. Bring your head back over your pelvis, coming upright carefully. And now we pivot into lunge. So we pivot onto the ball of the foot and ensure that we deepen into the lunge. So that's not just, I'm on my horse looking down upon the masses. I gotta sink in. Lunge. All right. So draw the arms up. And this will be appropriate for some of us. Reaching up plus back will be appropriate for some of us. Okay. Yeah. Just ensure that right glute is on your side, Tara. And that'll help. One more fine point, Tara. I think your sole of left foot pressing combined with that mid back lifting up, reach up with those arms, will free up that low back. You can just press down through the left foot. You don't have to shift weight into it, just push. Push, keep going. And that left cheek turns on. You'll free up that mid back, that low back. There you go, there, that's it. Good, inhale the mid back away from the low back. There you go, that's it. See if that makes bodily sense to you. Yeah, there's probably some juice in there. There's probably some zest. Would you be willing to attune to that breathing and go, oh, that's that life force? There it is. There it is. Inhale, set the hands down. Exhale, chaturanga. Gold mine. Some of you found one. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Soft, soft neck. All right, inhale your right foot forward. Warrior one. We're moving into eagle. Exhale the left elbow over the right. Eagle and warrior one. I just notice, kind of just picking up a little bit here. Notice if you returned to that more default way of breathing. Okay, I get it. It's like really comfortable clothes. We just want to slip into our jammies of our small breath or our usual breath. But we're playing a little bit here, right? We've given ourselves permission to play with a little bit wider or more spacious fabric. Yeah. Because we're exploring what is this delight? What is this unmitigated, unhampered wash of life force through this body? What could that possibly feel like? Maybe it's way better than we ever thought. There you go. That right foot. Sending those elbows slightly forward, lifting them slightly up. And inhale, we'll unwind the arms. Reach that left arm up. Twisting warrior. Exhale, hook this left elbow over right thigh. The left hand can make a fist. The right hand can press against it. And again, sometimes this energy starts getting moving in a novel way or the first time in a long time. There can be some emotions that get a little stirred up. Just like if we lifted the rug off of our floor and there was kind of a pile of dust under there, we wouldn't be that surprised. And so with our breath, we can start to move that, in a sense, clear that. Energy that moves is self-renewing. So we don't have to really have a strategy. We just have to feel, is energy stuck? Is energy moving? There you go. So I'm going to breathe right in between my hands. And then exhale, softening. There you go. Good. Relax the neck. Deep breath. Relax the neck, the eyes. Let all that energy move to the brain. And when we're learning new ways of being in our body, it necessarily will involve our brain and our nervous system. Relax the neck as you're finding all these new places. Inhale, unwind. Please set left knee down on plenty of padding. And there's, we got one. Yeah, there's blankets around. Left hand first, grab left ankle. Then, if possible, right hand, grab left foot. If you feel too wobbly or your knee doesn't quite bend so that both hands grab it, just get it with one. Okay. Now, I have to do the asking. We may have stopped breathing. Did we stop breathing a little bit? Kind of, sort of. All right, well, totally our choice what we do with that information. I'll show you breath, Gwen. Oh. Notice if the anti-authoritarian kicks in, or right? These are all heart moves. These are for our heart, our sense of life. It's not about an authority, because I'm definitely not that. So now I can start to feel both the pelvis and the heart together. Yeah. I can start to feel how that energy, how that life kind of moves through the whole system. Pressing through that right foot, pressing through the legs, helps my chest continue to lift. And release. Now, when we set up Pigeon, you may want to move that bit of cushion to the right side. We'll find out more in a moment. When we set up Pigeon, we'll be grabbing that left foot again. Okay? But lots of options in case the back is a tender territory. So the most neutral or least probing way to go into this is left hand, grab ankle. And then I would move my right hand way, way forward so the back bend is the least. It's the least that I'll feel. Okay. If you want to explore that more of that chest opening and that back bend move, ensure your right hip is not going to wobble off. And you can grab that left foot with two hands. Just in case you want to play with that. Sometimes the firmness can actually feel, yeah. I like them both, but. Am I working this in a way that delights my spirit? Spirit, that animating force, that animating fullness, that which kind of dances and enlivens every cell. Because if I'm getting kind of knotted up and struggled and I'm kind of fussing with the ankle and ratcheting my props around, I just want to discriminate. Okay, that's me getting kind of fussy, and then, oh, there's a breath. There's that ease. There's that openness. And release. Set that left foot down. Pigeon. Walk both of your hands forward. In a lot of ways, I'm just offering a little bit of kind of architectural, framers, in the sense that all of these poses, we're kind of bending pipes, we're fitting things together, we're integrating so that we can feel that continuity, that life, that it's a very fluidic, spirited sense of self. And soften through the back of the neck, the brow, the jaw. Inhale, walk the hands under your shoulders. Exhaling, smoothly step back, downward dog. Take your time putting pressure into that right foot and weight bearing into that knee and that hip. Just, adding these forces gently. Like, there's the assumption that we're going to move things around and our perception is going to have shifted. So, of course, we want to test all this new territory out tenderly. Eagle, warrior one. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhaling, we're going right elbow over left, right over left. in Warrior One. So just gentle outreach through the thighs, feeling the feet connect to ground, feeling the tailbone shift as if finding the earth. Reach out through your thighs, and then in a unique motion, feel the tailbone like an independent, almost like an antenna, just shifting down right between the legs. Keep the legs reaching out. And shift a little bit pelvis toward me. Good. Keep coming. Keep coming, pelvis. Good. Deep breath. Inhaling, grow the low back away from the tailbone. Feeling that breath between heart and pelvis, between belly and brain. I know those legs are working, right? I know it. Sometimes when our nervous system, our muscles get a little quaky, sometimes the nervous system almost shaking is often part of a kind of a reset, like a relearn. So those can be such valuable moments if we're willing to can stay conscious, breathing, observant, curious. Oh, this is really interesting. My body's moving without me trying to move it. That could be really a fascinating neurological, almost like a resolution or reset. So I'll often, if I can stay conscious, I'll just let it play out. I don't have a particular opinion toward it. Just, oh, it's interesting. Oh, wow. I'm rocking and rolling here. So keep the stance. Inhale, unwind the arms. We're going in for more. Twisting warrior. Exhale the right over the left. Right arm over left thigh. The way I understand it, just from a kind of a civilian side of things, I'm not a doctor, neurologist, or any such, is that if I can soften through my core and relax all around my brain, like my neck, that rumbling or that bit of shaking or that reset, that all seems to help. It's almost like clear that path. There's a new way of being that's being learned. Open up that core, open up the pathway. Let all this information be reconfigured. I just make way, gain way. Great energy on board. Right into the solar plexus. Feeling that warm, kind envelopment, breath around heart. Every breath can be felt with the heart. There it is. There it is. Let's do another like that. Super sweet. Inhaling. Let's unwind. When we set hands down, cushion the right knee. I know we're going to run just a little bit over. Hope that's okay. Right hand or both hands? And if I'm organizing around this life force, How do I incorporate it? How do I express it? How do I work on its behalf? That I'm setting up my environment so that it can move freely, unencumbered. How do I set up this bodily environment so life force can move unencumbered? I connect to breath, exactly. Soften core. And I just keep attuning to that lightness, which often means I've got to give up any entitlement to being dim around this exquisite, incompetible source of life. I can't compete with this. Life will win. Life force is quite a force. Right? Openness. All these ways are just accommodating this exquisite life force. Now, when we set that right foot down, we're setting up for Pigeon. There's 2 moves here in Pigeon. You might want to move the padding to the left side. Walk the left leg over. Okay. Now, if you need this way mild, right hand grabs ankle, left hand moves forward. But I move forward to accommodate this life force, this undercurrent that I'm attuned to. I'm not moving my hand forward to just like, oh, I gotta sleep through this, I gotta just make it go away. You know, there's good news, bad news. If I turn down the volume on any of it, I turn down the volume on all of it. Yeah. So if I'm trying to turn down the volume on bad news and stuff I don't like, I turn down the volume on joy and so how do I make room for this? When we release the right foot, we'll set it down, and let's take Pigeon, walking the hands forward. And again, we're releasing some of these efforts, some of these biases, and in the wake of that, there might be a moment, oh, I can feel that even more so. I can feel what that, like the residual, that breath tide, that life tide, I can almost feel that residual. So stay attuned. Inhale, let's walk the hands under the shoulders, and one last time, smoothly, we'll press back into downward dog. Just letting that foot and that leg and that hip accept weight just very carefully. Gently set the knees down. Let's have a seat. There's a final reprieve. Move for the back. Let's go shoelace side bend, and then I promise we'll get a Shavasana. So we are there. We're right there. Okay, I got right over left, and you're welcome to prop up. And we'll take a side bend to our right. So I'll go right hand to the ground, reaching the left arm to the right side. I'll just start by breathing into that left side back, the back muscles. Letting these breaths act like a balm, like a salve, cooling, calming. You're welcome to turn a little bit. Sometimes I find a slight turn of the chest is what my back needs. And release. We'll inhale, walk our way up. We'll switch sides. So we've got leftover right shoelace. Side bend to our left. I totally understand. There's times we have pain, we have aches, we have really like legitimate. There's suffering. There's pain. Okay, and I'm not asking us to whitewash this or purple wash this. It's not a mantra. It's not an overlay, but it's just changing how we listen through the body. Even if there's an ache or a real problem, where's the life force? There it is. There it is. And then when we inhale, we come upright, unwind, and let's take Shavasana. You're welcome to use the wall if you want. There's blankets if you want something under your knees. If there is an area in your life, your body, that would do well to receive a little extra gesture of love or healing, you're welcome to place your hands there. You don't have to, but you're welcome to. And with all that we've kind of investigated, participated in, all this fireworks of all this energy display and expression, staying connected to your breath those energetic hands or those real hands, and start to send it right into that area. It's a gesture of love. Not even a gesture of fixing it, just as a gesture of love. This body has done everything with us and for us. It's birthed babies and won medals and built businesses. It's held our story for us. It's navigated us around the world. Thank you. You're always welcome to remain as long as you love. If you'd like to move at this point, bend knees. Turn to a side. And press to seated, whatever feels comfortable. Namaste.